Oh wow, I'm blushing over here. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, it's been good. I've been getting to meet people one on one. I love talking to all different stewards and other contributors as well, but as a guide. So yeah, like Griff said, there's we're grinding. I think things are getting to a certain pace. We're working on getting structured user journey for people, building the frequently asked questions that people can get an answer to, and also a list of newcomer issues. So yeah, I think we're doing good. I don't have anything else more to add. I will pass it to Septi. Have you gone yet? Okay, I'll pass it to
Wanda has
Livia.
I think. How about Wonka?
As to Wonka.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take it. Well, my temperature check is also hot. I am really happy to be back in Barranquilla, and here is hot, and that's my temperature. I don't like cold weather, and I spent a month in Bogota, and it was too much for me. And also, like yesterday was the last day of Carnival, and it was really cool because I got to see like the last of it, and I really liked it. We didn't have Carnival for over 2 years, and that's really beautiful. But also in Gravity, there's a lot of things moving. Like we are going to have a post in these days, and also we are preparing the third Graviton training study plan. Our idea is to have the third Graviton training starting the 26th of April. And yeah, a lot of things moving, a lot of interest around Gravity. We are also working on unbreakable bows. And I am also really excited of going to Amsterdam. So yeah, a lot of things happening, and very motivated and excited. I don't know if Edu went or Bye Bye V. Okay.
So I don't know why people pick hot as something good, because I hate hot weather. So I will never say hot as something good. So I will say I have a spring weather in Europe, so that's a good thing. In general terms, I don't know. I feel things are sort of falling into the right spaces, and yeah. So I feel I feel good. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else more interesting to say, but I have not. So pass it on to Bye Baby.
Hey, Vi, I see that you unmuted, but no audio is coming through.
Oh.
Oh, it just did for a second at the end there.
Does it work now?
Yeah.
All right. Temperature's pretty warm, and I'm really excited about the reward system, and that we have more professional devs coming in. I think like Matt, ever since like Matty came in, they were like a blessing to praise because they sped up so much development and boosted our discussion on the project by magnitude. So it's been amazing. I'm also excited about the bot army sessions that have been going on right now. They've been going a little bit slower than I'd like, but it's interesting as did find like at least like 2 people that would be probably be working on bots sometimes, and so that would be great. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'll pass it to Mount Manu.
So there's very few people left. Meta, I don't know if it's a good time for you to talk. You mentioned that it might not be. If you want to just share a temperature check and you are able to talk, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm cool right now. I'm doing well, kind of wild, and my lease is up this month, so I'm going to be really super distracted trying to find a place to live. But I realized that I could be listening in on meetings at this job. They're not anti-headphones, and I'm excited to be. I made it to a few Gravity meetings, which I really enjoy. I really like the learning groups that we do. That I found that really super helpful. And I'm excited that so many things are coming together at TEC. So I should be attending more meetings on the outro since I can, and I might as well. That's all I got. Who should I pass to? Are we done?
Cool. No, I'm really glad to see you back. It's really exciting that you can spend more time, at least even just listening in, which I do sometimes myself too.
No, I missed you guys. I just got stressed.
There's still Bear 100, and welcome to the Stewards Weekly, Bear. Just so you know, this is where we each share, take about a minute and a half to share a temperature check on the community. If there's anything you want to share with the stewards about something that's happening in a working group, in the community, or yourself personally, the floor is yours. Cool. Thanks for that. And I guess I'll close this out then and say, I'd like to praise Bear for taking on that. It's such a small thing that has such a huge impact. So it's really cool that you're doing that. I feel like things are just moving along in the TEC. There seems to be like continued slow, steady progress, which feels really nice. There don't seem to be like anything that's an emergency, or it feels like it has a nice steady pace. Like things are getting done, things are moving forward, but there's no panic. There's no, it feels like a healthy adolescence. And then I'd say on a personal note, I'm back into an exercise regimen, or at least I have one planned for the next 3 months. So I'm sore today, and it feels so good to have an exercise regime again. So I feel like that's going to be life-changing for me in terms of like my focus and, just all of that. And then I have been really heads down focused on common stack things. And I just sort of want to give everyone here, a sort of heads up that Common Stack is going to be launching Commons Prize to help another community launch a Commons. So there's lots of really great communities that are doing cool things for public goods, like Token Engineering was, and more information about that will be shared next week. Hey, Craig, do you want to share a few seconds of a temperature check on the TEC or yourself personally?
Yeah, hi, Kim. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Amazing. Community, I've been absent. I've been absent. Extremely busy with life stuff. I've been voting and reading for things that I can, but to report.
So I think your audio is coming in a little worse than I thought. It sounded good at first, but sort of at the end it was breaking up.
Shoot, I'll work on that. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so probably next week we'll take this off, but just another welcome to Mount Manu as the Stewards Working Group Coordination Lead. Like Nate said, I think he's killing it. So we have some calendar changes coming up. SoftGov and the Stewards will switch places. So the Stewards Weekly will happen Tuesday, not Wednesday anymore, starting next week, and SoftGov is happening in this time slot. We have to update a bunch of stuff. I dropped a message, and I sent a message to Casal because I think he was the one who was going to update the working groups on the website. which is probably one of the places where we list the times. But there's other places too. If you know places that need to be updated, please just go ahead and do it. And then orientation is going to happen Thursday at 7 p.m. So tomorrow. So I know Eduardo really appreciates when there are as many stewards as possible in the orientation call to help welcome the newcomers into the TEC. So if you can, tomorrow at 7 p.m. CET, please be there. Our retrospective is tomorrow and sprint planning is on Friday. So on Friday, we'll be doing sprint 32, which is super exciting. And it's the end of, go ahead.
Sorry, just to, I think Griffith's here. Just that since we are gonna have the orientation call before the community call, I will probably explain, but it's just for Griff to be aware that there will be a bunch of people who will be lost if they stay for the call and how the price works. And, so it would be nice to have like a first layer of, hey, we do this for this. And if you want more information, please go to this link or something like this, just in case people are like, because I explained price in the onboarding call, but I explained it more or less at the beginning. So if they enter at the half or at the end of the call, they won't be able to know what's going on suddenly, because it will be sharing the same channel, basically.
Cool.
Totally.
Cool. So it's that time. It's the end of the month. So there is a monthly Stewards compensation thread on the Stewards channel. Please drop in your compensation request. I hope that this time we do it like next week, so that everyone gets their comp basically as soon as everyone's done adding their message on that channel. Hey, do it now. It's not too soon to do it right now during this call. So votes on gardens, tributes, Griff just mentioned. Do you want to talk about it, Griff? Oh, didn't we just do one? There's another one?
Every 2 weeks. It's like we start the votes, the vote ends. The next week we say, it changed. The next week we do, hey, the vote's up. Next week, hey, it changed. It's just it's a never-ending run of votes, but that's nice because then the changes are very gradual, and it's already making a difference. Like originally the gap was 24%. After this, the gap will be 20%. So that makes the price can't float very as far when the gap is different. So we'll see. Actually, this vote, I was looking at the price, and if this vote passed today, then it would actually trigger arbitrage opportunities. So it's interesting. So yeah,
Cool.
Go vote.
And I guess there's some other things too, right? There's the dog food proposal, there's the legal working group funding proposal, and the dog fooding, the proposal inverter. So the proposal inverter proposal, the number that Mitch posted on the forum was 30K. So there's a funding proposal for that as well. Thanks, Griff. Do you want to talk about water?
Yes, I don't know how many of you have been following the water game. It's fun. It's changed a lot and gotten a lot simpler. It started out pretty complicated, but now it's really simple. It's kind of like a 6-way token swap, and the projects that are participating or that have been invited to participate are OneHive, Shapeshift, BrightID, Giveth, Opolis, and us. So Panvala's on there, but it doesn't sound like they're going to make it. Agave is on there, but obviously for obvious reasons, they're not actually invited anymore. And so the multi-sig is up. I think it's, if there's any questions about, I can give a really quick summary of how it'll work. Basically, every project will send $100,000 worth of tokens into the water multi-sig. Right now, me, Mitch, and Lauren and Chewy are all on that multi-sig. 2 of us are representing Giveth. I'm not even sure which 2, but it doesn't really matter. Only one I know is Chewy's representing the TEC. And then, so the 4 of us are on this multi-sig. It's a 5 of 12 multi-sig. And there will be another multi-sig created to make an 8 of 12 multi-sig with the same people that would be able to create the water token. And the intention is to only print the water token for this initial time, and maybe if we invite another group in, then we would print more water token to pair with their tokens that they put in. And the idea is that we will use the water token to be in an LP pool, like a HoneySwap pool, with each individual token. So there'll be 6 different LP tokens, water versus TEC, water versus give, right? And this multisig will hold all of those. And then with no intention of ever selling them or ever moving them. And then water becomes an index token. And we effectively have a 5-way liquidity swap with all of these projects in one fell swoop. So it's kind of cool. We would increase our give liquidity by default of water. And we'd also have now connections with all of these other projects. So that's the current idea right now. One Hive is passing a proposal, or it's set to pass in a few days, maybe less than a week. Last I checked, and to send honey to it. Giveth is jumping in, and someone's going to start writing that proposal, that forum post. It'll take us probably 2 weeks to get give tokens in. For us, I think we wouldn't want someone to write. There might already be a forum post, I'm not sure, about water. And this would be for laser tag to send in. And it is a lot of money, though. It's $100,000. So it's worth debate. And I don't know if there's any questions about it, but I think it's pretty cool. It's like a token swap that also, it's like a multi-party token swap that ends up with an index token. And it's relatively simple.
So on the TEC side, I don't think there's a forum post for it yet.
So will we hold the index token?
No, this multi-sig, which has 4 of us, 4 out of 12 members are prominent members are stewards in the TEC. But every other token community, like Shapeshift has 2 people. One Hive has 2 people, and yeah. So we're honestly, the TEC is outnumbering the multisig because of our connections with Giveth. So, but no, we would not hold it. It would just be held in this multisig with no expectation of it ever going anywhere. If we do choose to exit, and we can choose to exit, there's a 15% penalty.
I was just going to say, like, I could write the forum post for the TC, but I would also wait, like, for One Hive to push it. Like, actually, like, their proposal is still not passing. I know some people in One Hive do not like the war thing, so I would wait, like, until they pass it, and when it's, like, done, I don't mind, like, making the proposal for the TC.
Awesome, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And the entirety of the liquidity will be held on HoneySwap. Okay.
Yeah. I have that it'll pass in 4 days. At least the first proposal.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't see the bar. That's true.
Is there any way we can do a front end for that to see how much time's left on these proposals?
I made an issue.
Okay, cool.
So that it's on the front page for exactly that.
Any other questions or comments about water since we have the conversation started now?
Does anyone think it's a bad idea, or anyone think it's a good idea, or have any strong opinions one way or another?
I know
I guess-
Sam is talking about a systemic problem with all the gardens, which I mean, I don't know. I like the idea overall, but Sam has also some concerns, so I'm not sure. But yeah.
I guess my only concern would be like the amounts that they're trying to do right at the beginning, like 100,000 for each project right off the bat. Is that a necessary thing for it to be effective?
I think that's what's cool is this gives liquidity to the water token. And so if there's like a decent liquidity for the water token, I think they pitched that number around 100K to a few different projects, and it was relatively easy to achieve. So they went with it. I see a benefit in it. This hasn't really been talked about, but I see a benefit in it in that water as an index token has like it'll have 500K, 600K worth of liquidity behind it. But sorry, over $1 million, $1.2 million of liquidity behind it. And then that means that water actually can be bought and sold as a valuable token, whereas most index tokens usually do yield farming to get this liquidity. So there's some value in having a fat stack.
I don't understand how if it's and I'm just going to ask real quick and then I have to get back to work. I don't understand how if we have these LPs and they're they're in the gnosis, right? And they're not going anywhere. If the coins aren't going anywhere, they're just there. I don't understand how that really affects liquidity or price. It seems like it would fix the price and keep the price stable, but only I don't know.
This is a great question, and this is kind of how Uniswap and HoneySwap liquidity pool tokens work. So to create the liquidity pool token will be stuck in the multi-sig, but the actual tokens, so like TEC versus water, will go into HoneySwap to create an LP token, and the LP token will sit in the Gnosis multi-sig, but anyone can go on HoneySwap and actually buy TEC. And if TEC's price goes up a lot, then the TEC that is in the LP token that is in the multi-sig will actually be leaving the multi-sig.
Okay, so we're not locking our coins literally in the multi-sig. Okay, now it makes sense. They'll be okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
That's a great question, Metaverde. Thank you so much.
Any other questions or comments about water?
Not a question, just a comment. The amount is a bit large, and I'm wondering like how this plays with our, the amount of money DC has right now. That would essentially mean that we'd have to look into making more revenue streams eventually. Because from what I understand, a lot of working groups don't have a revenue model as of yet. So maybe something that we can think about somewhere down the line, like when do we need to maybe raise more money or anything of the sort. But yeah, it does sound like an interesting prospect to have water as like an index token.
So laser tag is currently holding 103,000 TEC. So it would be the rest of laser tag essentially.
No, because one TC is like $2.70. So it'd be like a third.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, 100 USD worth, not TEC worth.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Thoughts, comments?
So how are they doing that? Just like a moving average, like a 10-day average for the price?
The idea is that everyone will put in 100K and then they will get it close enough based off of they've done it. We've done it in different different ways. Sometimes we leave extra tokens in the multisig for the price for the ones that go up. In this case, what I would suggest is that we would just use the actual current price so that there's no arbitrage opportunities, and then print a little bit more water for the tokens that price went up and a little bit less water for the tokens whose price went down. That's not as great for water as an index token, but that's what I would do. And the other option is just to make it so that everybody has the same amount. And then we're, because there will be a time delay. Some projects will get the money in there faster or slower than others. And we are going to wait till all the money is in there, all the projects have it in there. So the other option would be just to go to the smallest dollar value amount from each project and then send the tokens back. And I don't think that detail's been worked out.
Cool. And my last question around this is the governance of it, I guess. So, like, is there going to be a committee that meets up monthly or something like that?
I don't think so. I think the only governance, the plan is to basically set it and forget it, unless there's an issue with HoneySwap, which is why it's nice to have these in a multi-sig that you can change things instead of vested or something. If there's an issue with HoneySwap, then obviously we'd all get together and sort it out. If there's a group who wants to join the index, wants to join water, and those are the only two potential governance things that would arise. So there's no plan on having a regular meeting.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. Great questions.
Probably as we get closer to the proposal time, I think we'll want to have like a community AMA on this. I'm assuming much more than our community would be interested in having an AMA before other communities approve it pass it as well. All right. Any other thoughts, comments, questions about water? Cool. Spotlight for tomorrow's community call. I know we thought Wesley would be able to do it last week, but he wasn't. Do we have any thing on Gardens that wants to present their proposal? Maybe I guess the legal working group probably isn't going to have to. Or Eduardo.
Tam?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be posting the. Oh, by the way, this might be a perfect time to make this announcement. We rebranded the HubSpot team to just marketing team. And I'm gonna be posting this proposal later during the day, so maybe I could be presenting it for tomorrow.
I think there's a spotlight tomorrow. Oh, they changed?
Oh, is there a spotlight for tomorrow?
I think someone said like Wesley was going to be there.
Edu, I think it was, did you confirm with Wesley for tomorrow?
I mentioned he's coming not this Wednesday, the next one. Not this Thursday, the next one.
Okay. So Chewy marketing team is 3:31.
Correct.
Right? And then I guess that makes the 7th. Oh, cool. Okay, great.
Correct.
Thanks for that.
I also want to put on our agenda today that I was planning on holding a Twitter Spaces next week for a TEC roundtable, which is going to cover the proposal inverter. So I'll be kind of just like interviewing Mert and some people from Prime DAO and talking about the proposal inverter as kind of a trial to see if we can complement the spotlight a little bit. And so I was looking for other topics as well. I was thinking about doing water, and if it goes well, keep having this to becoming a recurring thing. So if anybody's interested in helping with that, yeah.
I love that. That's great. Do you have a date or time you're looking at yet?
I'm I'm meeting with Mert and everybody on Friday to determine what day exactly, and then we'll try to promote it through Twitter and community comms team. So
cool, excellent, great. I think using Twitter Spaces more is going to be super advantageous for the TEC. I feel like it gets a lot of if you see somebody's talking, you just hop on it, even if you're not really connected to that community yet. So then, Chewy, yeah, you're doing the spotlight tomorrow for the marketing proposal.
Thank you.
Rewards, check in on rewards. Is there any updates to share, Livia?
Yeah. So there was one discussion in the reward board which decisions should we pass by the community, or which decisions we should just keep it to the board and then share results with the community. Zaptum is raised at that point. And then we kind of decided that something good to run by the community would be the amount that is delegated to each round to be distributed. So we had, we're not going to come bare to the community with these numbers. We had some initial discussion, and there are some places where we feel good. And then I think just sharing these thoughts with everyone and just opening for advice process for a few days, and then having that proposal on Snapshot, because I think it's related with the conversations we're having of like funding for working groups, how much people were getting paid, what is a good value for now, and with the money from the laser tag, the initial buy. So we'll probably do that. And we had a tweak session last week after the third quant, and there was a lot of good ideas that came up as improvements that we should have, especially around duplicated praise. It's very annoying now to go through the duplicates. So there was some good ideas on how to improve. I made some issues for them, and then today we'll discuss in the call. And also, there's something I wanted to tell everybody, especially us that we come to most of the community calls. I would love if everybody would do one quantification just to see what are the praises that are easier to quantify, that are harder to quantify. And I think that will help us on writing praise in a more specific way too. So just quickly here, I would love if during the community call, I think when we do the voice praises, it's easier to get general of like, I praise this person for all their work and all that working stream. That's very hard to quantify, and that ends up receiving a lower value. That's what we've been seeing. So something that is too big, that you wanted to give a big value to that work, becomes too general and hard to grasp. So it turns into it gets minimized. So let's just try to be more specific, and also divide praise into two things. If you're praising one person for multiple things, maybe try to divide into multiple praises. That would also help. That's harder when we're speaking, but the most concise we get, the easier it gets to quantify. But we're working on an onboarding, so that will all be documented, but it's good to keep talking and we get aware of it.
Okay, cool, thanks. Any questions or thoughts about rewards that anyone wants to use the space to ask? All right, so proposal inverter is actually, the meeting is happening right now. So Mert and Mitch aren't joining this call today, but it seems like we have updates. It's on the gardens. Nate is planning a Twitter space about it. So yeah, I guess we'll have another update next week. Just if you're going to ETH Amsterdam, maybe just add your name here so that everyone can stay in touch with each other if they're going there. I don't know if there's anyone else who thinks they're going. And then the last thing is the Token Engineering Academy, Token Engineering Commons Intro to Token Engineering. Eduardo volunteered to do the presentation this Friday. And that's it. That's everything I have is on the agenda. So I don't know if anyone wants to add something to it. Go ahead, Eduardo.
Yeah, just a quick note. Angela also noted that I don't know her exact phrasing, but she has set up like a space in Amsterdam. So she asked for the TEC if someone else would like to join her, or since we'll be sharing spots or whatever kind of workshop that we want to do with her. So yeah, she put that on the table also.
Yeah, that's right. I think she was thinking of doing a workshop around the fundamentals. It's actually in our general channel, maybe.
Maybe.
Where did
yeah.
she post it? Okay. Cool. So I think she has a co-working space and is inviting the TEC to come brainstorm some ideas for a Token Engineering Academy and our collaborations. Anybody want to add anything to the agenda?
I'd like to mention something. There is this discussion in the Gnosis Chain Innovation DAO about. I mean, so far it's in a signaling stage, but some people are wondering if they want to bring like a balancer-friendly fork to Gnosis Chain, or work towards bringing balancer to Gnosis Chain. So right now there is a signaling in the Gnosis forum. I'm gonna drop the link in the Stewards channel, and yeah, as the discussion moves forward, I'll keep everyone in the loop during the Stewards calls. So yeah, I knew I was forgetting something. So yeah, glad I could remember it.
Thanks, Cheery. I was also going to ask if no one else had anything to add to the agenda, if you wanted to give us an update about what's going on in comms.
So right now in comms, like regarding like a specific team, or just in general?
In general, and maybe one thing I want to add to the agenda, like how is Dework platform going? The groups that are using it, I'd love to have some initial feedback about how it's working for your working group.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so far, actually, we've had really amazing progress in the last couple of weeks, because it has become much more transparent. Especially the teams that already have funds in their multi-sigs. So maybe I can share my screen to show how
Yeah,
we're
that would be
doing.
great.
Okay. Let me know if everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first proposal that we had passed was the Token Engineering Academy team proposal. So let me go to that one. And sorry, my computer is struggling. I'm going to my camera to see if it improves. Okay, perfect. So the T Academy team, for example, has right now some like organization. Angie's payments have gone through since the second week of February, and there have been like a lot of improvements, in particular with some of the the reports here, some of the like the transparency. This is still gonna be like improving more, like the tasks that Anatech has been adding. So there's actually like some like supporting evidence to like all of the work that gets done every week. And then if we go to the Twitter planning team, there's something similar happening. The thing is that we haven't moved forward with the retroactive bonuses because Asset Laser right now is like taking a break, and we would like to confirm some stuff before starting to execute the votes. But as you can see, there is similar like evidence and just like different notes about what each of these tasks has been covering. And well, I don't know if everyone has noticed this, but if we go to the TEC Dune Analytics, we are able to see the multi-sigs for the different teams somewhere here. Oh, here we go. So these are the different treasuries and how much they are holding right now. And you can see like different transactions that have already been completed. So the idea is that go ahead, Septi, sorry.
In the treasury movement, if you type the working group you want to monitor, like if you say transparency, you see all the transparency movement, and you can also label the dates in the top. So yeah, this dashboard is great, like GH, praise GH. Actually, on the other one, this is treasury. But if you on the bottom one, like here, if you say like the academy team, then you only see the academy, like all the since they got the money, all the payments with the hash link.
Oh yeah, thanks for
amazing.
Yeah, this is this is really good because the other day we were going through these and we had to like look for each because I hadn't noticed the search part. But yeah, thanks Septi. And also just before I finish, I also wanted to bring this to your attention, which is the translations team, which is the last proposal that we got passed. So since translations is not based per hour, but per like word, you can see that bounties here are much more specific. Escanore had a personal emergency yesterday, and we couldn't sync around this, but we're going to be presenting pretty soon just like a more traceable way to know the current status for each of the translations and direct links to the finished articles. So yeah, this is also going to help us a lot to get the Mirror platform set up. So yeah, this is where Comes is at the moment. The marketing team is starting to do something similar so that we can be ready to go as soon as we have this proposal passed and we don't lag behind with payments for people and different contributors. So that's those are some of the updates that Coms had this week.
Thanks, Chiri. I really love to see how well Dework is working, actually. It looks fantastic, especially for setting up, I mean, for regular work, it's great too, especially if you're doing it weekly, but like being able to add bounties that anyone can, request to do themselves is really, 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 really great. Very, very cool. Okay. And Gravity, how is it going for you guys with Dework?
Yeah, I think we are also going good. some of the things that I noticed is that if you create an issue and you leave it open, then you're gonna have like a lot of people like trying to assign themselves to that task. So it's better, instead of creating a lot of to-dos, to like create the to-dos once you have like the people clear on who's going to take that task. And or else, if you want to have an open process, then to have like an open process. But if you create an issue and you just leave it here, like a lot of people is going to be there. But at least like for Gravity, we have 3 projects. One is of the one of conflict management, and right now we have had 21 conflicts that are done. 2 of them were paid because most of them were before the Gravity had funds. And right now, this is synced to the ZenHub board that we create the registry of the cases. So each time that a case is created in the ZenHub, then there is an issue created here, and it will be just to assign who is the lead of the case, and it's a good way to make the payment for the mediation. And also in the trust creation training and education, I want to really invite you to go to the Tuesdays and the Thursdays meetings. The Tuesdays with the practice groups with Lina and Jeremy are really, really cool. Also, the book club we're doing, it's all a continued education and a cultural thing. We have done 10 payments for February, and I will be syncing with Septi to this new distribution. And yeah, also we will be making another bounties for the coordination of the Graviton training and for the facilitators of the Graviton training. So I think the work is really, really useful and really cool.
I would like also to, yeah, I would like to also to add something here, like you might feel interesting, Tom. When you are doing actually Dework payments on the Gnosis chain interface, it doesn't show like money is going away. And then another thing, I also was thinking with Chewy, like if you do the payments on XDAI as we do in Gravity, in the hash, it shows value 0. Then you have to scroll down and then you see like the internal transaction, like, and there's the money there, and the money, of course, arrives safely. But yeah, it value says 0 because it's like the main token. But if you send Rapid XDAI, it puts value in the hash. So maybe it's also interesting to, at least for now, use Rapid XDAI instead of XDAI. In Gravity, we just made the swap because at the beginning I was thinking maybe it's better for people used to receive XDAI, but then just for the hash sake, probably it's better to use Rapid XDAI. You're muted, Tom.
Oh yeah, I'm also seeing like how we can see each of the contributors and all of the work they've done, which is a really nice aspect to this platform as well. That's really cool from a transparency perspective, and also just to sort of see the contributions that the person has made to the TEC. Yeah, a lot of cool things with Dework. I'm glad to see that it's working out really nicely. I think Communitas should probably start thinking about it, see what Eduardo thinks, but we may come to you, Chewy, to set it up for Communitas. We have 4 minutes left. Welcome, Mert. Would you like to share any updates about the proposal inverter and progress? Otherwise, we'll end today.
Sorry, I'm late because of this time change. Proposal inverter call is conflicted with this one, but we will sort out. Yeah, so we talked with Nate, and we will host TC Prime AMA on Twitter. Everything is good on that side. Like I would like to see all the stewards there, and I uploaded the proposal, funding proposal, talk with as you guys have seen. It has already received lots of support. Thank you so much. So what other updates? Actually, we're good now. Like we're started the development process, so I don't really have updates this week because the last 2 weeks mostly about administrative work. Yeah, so that's it from my side. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to try to answer.
Cool. Yeah, we're really looking forward to the Twitter Space AMA next week for proposal inputting.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, everyone. See you at the retrospective tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tam.
Great facilitation,
you.
Tam, as always. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tam.
Thank you.